Hey, love bugs, it's Roslynn back at you one more again. I hope everybody is doing blessed. I'm doing blessed and highly favored, and definitely hope the same for you. And if this is your first time stopping by my channel, much love to you and welcome. And to my returning subs, my growing, extended, beautiful family, as always, just thank you so much for the love and support. Just being able to know that y'all are, you can truly resonate with the struggles that I talk about. It's truly a blessing because, everything may be looking gloomy right now, but it's going to be, white as rain when God get finished. So with that being said, much love to all. Namaste. Love and blessings, love and light, and many blessings are definitely coming your way. And if you have been watching my videos for a while and have not already, please like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when I'm about to upload my next video. Also, if you're comfortable enough, drop me a line or two. I would love a chance to get to know you as much as you're getting to know me, even if it's about the positive feedback to the content of my video, or you're up and telling me about your empathic gift, how it impacts your life and hitting you towards a positive direction. And if you feel like the videos are insightful, or you would love to share it with a loved one, family, or a friend, or even a fellow empath that may be going through some trying times at the moment and just needing spiritual guidance or confirmation or validation towards life path or even soul purposes, please go ahead and share while you're at it. Give your girl a thumbs up, like, and also share in social media favorites wherever you see fit. Thank you once again for the love and support as always. And I hope you're able to resonate with the content of my video. I'm still listening to the same music from Forest Healing, music shamanic to attract positive energy with drum and native flute. And the video I'm doing, it is Twin Flame 101. Heyokas, don't let the ugliness in people kill the beauty in you. I forgot where I saw that from. I don't know if it was on IG or it was something someone posted. I try to give people the creds when I be seeing them like, oh, I'm gonna go ahead and use that, but make sure I'm gonna give them a shout out when I say that. But I can't remember. But it's so true. There's a lot of times, even when I was in school, I would see people, I would just try to avoid, like, oh Lord, let me see what kind of agenda they're gonna be on today. Or it'll just be people that you even work with that was just like that. I know right when I was coming up, like, which one am I going to do now? And it made me think about when I used to work at the military defect, and people don't know about that. It's like if you're in a military installation and you feed the soldiers, you're preparing food for the soldiers. And I had this lady that I think she was like the building manager, but she was like a preacher. I don't know what she was preaching, but she wasn't acting like no preacher to me. But she always reminded me of Martin from when he played on Big Mama's House, because she had that one wig and it had that one curl sticking out. Did that go hairnet? And I was like, oh Lord, here come Big Mama. And I can't remember what that lady's name is to save her life, but it was like there was always that one, that one cook that I worked with that just really, really tried to work that woman's last, first, and middle nerve. I'm like, hey, and she was standing right there, and it was like the first cook and the defect manager was standing right there. Those are the people that clean up the, the defect and stuff after we get finished feeding soldiers. I'm like, she kept on messing with me. I'm like, hey, look, we only got about 30, 45 minutes left. Please stop trying to make that woman mad, because when you start making her mad, she start irritating the hell out of everybody. And then it was just like, the first cook and the other lady just sat there and they had to cover their mouth and walk off because nobody liked her. And it was just like, I said, what? I was telling her about you, but I wasn't talking to you about you. I was talking to her for her not to be working on your nerves, because I ain't really trying to have you work on mine. And everybody was just looking like, I can't believe she just told that. Maxine, that's what her name is. I can't believe she even said that to us, or you even said that to her. I said, I don't bite my tongue for nobody. If I already know if it may be costing my job or something like that, it just depends. Because if you push me to that point, hey, that's a whole different story. I'll just have to lose that job that day. But it was always about that. And people, when I actually ended up getting fired from that job, I had co-workers come back because I came to visit them and stuff. And they said, Roz, we really admire you. I said, for what? It's like, they always used to pick on you, and you would be that one to stand your ground. You would never take no mess off of nobody. And I can truly, he's like that. I can truly appreciate, because a lot of them, they'll feel a certain type of way, but they'll walk off and don't say it. Not me. There's certain times that, there's always a certain time for days that, you really just don't, you're like, look, I ain't even about to touch this with a 10-foot pole. I'm going to let you be ugly by yourself. Because you have to understand, people are their own worst punishment. People are their own worst punishment. It's just like, it's not trying to be arrogant or conceited, but I rub it would just be certain things I would say, and it's even just speaking truth, and it would annoy the hell out of somebody just because I spoke truth about something they felt like, I shouldn't have said, or, you can just say, hey, and you will already make somebody mad just by coming in the room with a smile on your face. And, you have to keep it moving. Keep it positive about everything that you're going through. Like I said on the last video, thank God that you're able to smell the air this morning. Somebody, had plans for the day, didn't make it that day. Thank God that you can walk outside and smell the fresh air. There's a lot of people is struggling to walk, and there's so many different things that, they always try to tell us, and I had to learn, in so many different ways. When people go out their way to try to hurt you, or they try to belittle you or anything like that, they don't really have nothing to do with you. It's all about them. There's something in you that they truly admire. And I always tell people, and I've seen that in so many different ways, you have to appreciate your haters, because your haters make you feel like that you better than them. That's why they keep messing with you. They think you're great. So you have to be able to allow yourself keep moving. Pray for those people, because it's just like they're walking around in their own punishment, where it's just like they constantly have to be, speaking of ugly of you. I can be around, my mom's ex-husband and their folks and stuff like that, and I can be around a whole group, and they would be all nice to me, and they're still they start talking about the gossip, my water cooler, stuff that they know about me, and all of a sudden people start looking at me different, start acting different. I'm like, Lord, here we go. Because it's like, I can be a real truth teller. I said, you tell them certain things, but you don't tell them the reason why I acted the way I acted, and I said, it's all good. There are certain things that I used to always get irritated about, like I always wanted to, show out on them the way they showed it out on me. But it was just like that's not how you're built up. Don't allow yourself to stoop to other people's level. If they can't, meet you up at your level, don't ever dumb yourself down. Don't ever water yourself down for people to understand you. If they just don't understand you, that message wasn't meant for them. I had people even here, they were like, I don't understand the message that you're having. Maybe it's clickbait. I said, I have been told many things when it comes to certain videos that I've made. Clickbait ain't one of them. I said, baby, if you just can't understand it, it just wasn't for you. So, I pray for you and hope whatever you're looking for, it comes back, comes to where you really need that. Because there's so many different things about people, and you really try to understand, no matter how nice you are to them, no matter what, there's always something they're trying to poke and pry at you. You have to understand there's something in you that really triggers. There's something that they envy you about. And those are the things that you're going to have to, you have to get used to, especially with your Heyoka. I used to always think like, dang, why I always get fired from a job? Or left because I can't keep a job, because it's just a fact. You pop off at me, I'm gonna give you that. I'm gonna give you that truth. And there's sometimes, me and the boss almost laid hands on each other one time. But it's just that whole point. It was just preparing me for what I do now. I'm being my own boss. Only got to have to worry about here is just the guidelines they have. And, a lot of times that changes over. But allowing yourself to understand, even when people come out their way to do something to you, you should never take it personal. Even it's like, it took me a long time for me not to take it personal. Because it would be people that really want to test that devil in me. I'm like, man, if I unleash this on you, and I've had that, happen a few times. And I was just like, after that scared me to death. So I said, I allow myself, look, if I come from that darkness, it's going to be hell and high water. It's going to have to bring me right back. So don't allow somebody to bring something to you that it no longer exists. Those people have, they're walking around being their own punishment. They're a punishment of who they hate they are, and all you have to do is just heal. And a lot of people feel like we're arrogant, we're conceited, because the fact is, I was like, Heyokas are almost a powerful empath. I'm like, look, they gave us that name. I'm like, look, we done went through some stuff, but we're also getting through some things at the same time. There's a lot of people that carry their wounds on their sleeves, and they don't have nothing to do with you. And it's just so many different things that I've seen in my life, and it was just like, I just had to close my eyes and just shake my head like, oh my God, why do I have to go through these different things in my life? My mom told me, there'll be certain things that you're going to be a walking trigger for a lot of people. And I never really understood what my mom said about that. But it's like now when I see it, now I give her that big ups, up into the promised land. Like, yeah, you did prepare me for this. and it opened my eyes to a lot of different things that I went through, because I was always constantly in drama. Even when it wasn't even my situation, I was always brought into that. And those are the things you probably have always done with too. There were certain things that I had to learn from even being in high school. Even when you're trying to be that person that's trying to, calm things down, there you're gonna get pulled in that kind of drama. When it wasn't even something that was supposed to be bringing you in something. So it's just like, you have something good into you. Don't allow somebody to deaden that. If you've gone through, if you've been exposed to, upbringing that wasn't just good for you, and there's a lot of times where I see situations that I was in where, I'm really grateful for my mom, even though she's no longer here with me in the living, but she stays tough with me in the spiritual. She always wanted to see me, know love, be able to understand my gifts. I wasn't able to really talk about those things because it was seen as a mental illness. There's no reason for a normal child to be able to talk the way she does. She talks before her time, and all those different things. And then it's just like I started looking at a lot of things in my life. And my mom told me, you're going to be a walking trigger for a lot of people. And you're going to understand it one day. You may not understand it now, but you'll understand it one day. And it's just like the more you're open to your gifts, on acknowledging what you're here for, what your duty is for other people as well as yourself, whereas your children, all these different things, you're becoming a sore thumb for a lot of different people, because you hold your pride and your strength very strong. And some people can't do that. And the way they get through, they live amongst strongly in their weaknesses, because a lot of times people feel like they're the most powerful when they can put somebody down, make somebody cry, make somebody stressed out, and those things. I don't understand how people feel powerful with those things. I'm just like, damn, that's kind of messed up. You would want to be that way. But it's just some people are just like that, and they see something within you that they really envy, that they wish they had in themselves. But I always tell them the truth, recognize truth. You probably have it in there, but it's like you're more engaged in other people's affairs, that you're not giving your time for yourself to focus on what you need to do, and those things happen sometimes. It's just a lot of times, you can be on your way to work and then there's somebody cutting in front of you, or then you're up in a line at Walmart or something like that, and somebody end up jumping in front of you and kiki and thinking it's funny. I'm like, man, I ain't got enough bail money to end up cutting you today, so I'm gonna let you go ahead and do it. And they always say how a person treats you is their karma, and how you respond to it becomes yours. You have to understand, not every battle needs to be fought. There's some of them you just got to wave the white flag and keep going, because, this ain't even your fight. This is a fight amongst themselves. And just pray for those folks, because you deal with a lot of people like that. And it's just allowing you, that's like that dead ringer of being able to show you, hey, there's something within yourself that you really need to find within yourself. Because it's like you're going on that journey to be able to find out, the things that are hidden from you. Because it's like, I feel like when I see it amongst myself and a lot of people that I've done one-on-one with, it seems like something powerful had to happen in your life. And sometimes it's huge tragedy where, you find out truth about your life that was, a whole lie, or, finding out you went through some kind of trauma, loss of a loved one, a child, anything like that, where it's triggering something within yourself, saying, no, you know what, it's time for you to know yourself, know thyself, in, out, sideways, all these different things. And everything that you're going through is taking you to that next stage to understand the gifts you have. We have, I don't know how many gifts that we have, and there are a lot of them are hidden, but it's like the more either we clear out and we're accepting whatever that truth is, it's like a switch. It's like a trigger switch that switch something else on. And you may be, studying about what an empath does or whatever. And next thing you know, boom, found out something else that you've been doing in a natural way, where other people, if they don't have this gift like you have, they have to study for those. And a lot of times that could be a sore spot for you, because there's a lot of times where I'm able to know more about a person than their closest friends. And next, that causes drama between me and that other person. And this is not something I chose to have, but it's just something that person needed to hear. And that already triggers somebody's ego. So there's a lot of times you may go through things like this. You probably ask yourself, why do I always find myself in in battles with people that I didn't even, in a war I never started. But you have to understand that's war within themselves. If it wasn't going to be you, it's going to be the next person. I was just talking about that job. I used to see when people used to start that job, it was like mean women, because you worked around a lot of women. You had a handful of dudes, but you had more women there. You already know if it's with a whole bunch of women, you dealing with a whole bunch of hormones, and that's just too much, and they used to do that until it was just like, I would count my days down. And my friend was like, you crying over here. This don't look like a cry that you upset and they hurt your feelings. It's like one of the ones you about to hip toss. I'm talking about to hip toss this whole daggone building if they don't leave me alone. Those aren't tears. I'm having to calm my nerves right now. And those things. And then when it took me to that point, I used to count down days. I said 91. They said, what is 91? I'm going to cuss your butt out right now. You about to get red all the way. And then when I snapped and act crazy like that, they had no problem. I had no more problems because they were trying to get me out of that door before my 90 days were up. And that's how people did that. And then when I showed them who I truly was and say, I'm not going to take this mess from you. You're going to respect me as I respect you. But it's like I can give it as well as you be, trying to get me to receive that. It can go both ways. I just don't have time. After that, I ain't had nobody else mess with me. I just didn't have it, And those are the times it shouldn't have to get to something like that. But I had to learn there's certain times it's like, even when you're right, just stay silent. Your truth will speak up. Your truth and volumes will really speak up before you even have to. And a lot of times you don't have to go out and prove somebody wrong. You already see how that stuff is going to unfold. And a lot of times you have to allow it to unfold by itself. Anytime somebody's acting fake, or that, there are so many people, they always trying to point you out because they're trying to throw something off on you because that's how they feel about you. So they want everybody to feel like that about you. Don't worry about singling them out. Don't worry about trying to call them back, because a lot of times they don't realize they keep doing the stuff that they're doing. Eventually it's going to spill out and they're going to expose themselves. So don't allow yourself to do that. Do you, but do you better. Because it's like a lot of times people want to be able to, they say they'll bring a bone and they want to be able to take one back, take that one bone and take your ass right back over there in that corner, wherever you're doing, whatever kind of vibes you have, just keep it over there with you. I'm good over here. You have to be that way. Don't allow somebody to pull you into that chaos. You pull them to your peace. And they can't do that. Don't water yourself down. If they can't reach you through the frequencies of love, they didn't mean to reach you at all. Allow yourself to keep moving, keep growing, keep learning about yourself, learning and loving about yourself. There's a lot of things that we lack in our love, and we have to be able to, we can't love and accept our lightness without loving and accepting our darkness. We have to be able to love both. You need to be around people that you don't have to act a certain way about them. It's okay to be you. If you have to be around people that you got to be selectively, speaking about certain things, that's a dead ringer right there. I don't need to be around you. If I got to sit up here and censor myself, or I can't show happiness to you, but you can show it all towards me, I should be able to congratulate you just like you congratulate me. I don't want you to just congratulate me on my blessings. I want to be able to congratulate everybody on all their blessings. But if it's going to bother you, that's more problems with you than it is with me. And you have to be able to understand that there's a lot of people who are just like that, so allow yourself to know not every battle needs to be fought. Sometimes you have to understand that they're in a battle by themselves. Just wish them well wishes, put some prayers on them folks, and hopefully they'll heal whenever they allow themselves to. But allow yourself to know those battles aren't with you. It's with the person they're seeing in that mirror. There's something they don't like about themselves. And there's something in you they truly admire. So just understand that, to take one for the goat and keep on going. So I hope you were able to resonate with the content of this video. Y'all, I'm so happy I actually did a few videos today. I'm glad I've been drinking this smoothie, because it actually gives me somewhat of a, of a good vibe that keeps me going. Because sometimes I'll be like, y'all, I got to go. I start stumbling on my words. I'm getting tired. So it's good to actually feel this way, and I'm nourishing my body with all my fruits and stuff like that. So, I want to give a post notification shout out Two is Already Done Thomas, God is Healing, Carl Fouquet, and Val Stover. Much love to you and Above the Horizons 888 and Twan Jr. as well. If you're new to the channel, welcome. It's so good to have you. I'll leave all my contact information at the bottom below in case you want to be able to talk to me one-on-one that you don't feel comfortable with leaving here, leaving your comments here on the tube of you. You can always get in contact with me. It's all about networking, just giving you a deep understanding, or you just want to be able to have a deeper understanding about your purpose. And I try my best to help out in that way. So whatever you're trying to manifest, I hope it comes so much bigger and better than you ever imagined and comes so much sooner than you ever expected. And I'll see you on my next video. Much love. Peace.